I'm Sarah James with Vintage Guitar Legacies. I'm here with my colleague Alex Chacon from Chacon Media. And we just had an amazing adventure in Anaheim, California at the 2026 NAMM show. It was amazing.
Yeah,
it was incredible.
It was absolutely awesome. So it's actually been, thanks for having me, by the way.
Oh, of course.
I get to produce your show and stuff like that. So it's always, amazing. But getting to be on here is kind of new for me.
It's kind of new.
Yeah. But
so far, so good.
But yeah, I have been to NAMM before many times. And then obviously, COVID happened and there was kind of a lot of adjustments. But this year was I think absolutely successful. What are your first
Well, I wanted your take on that because I had never been there before and I really didn't know what to expect. I mean, I've heard about NAMM forever, but to actually go there was a real eye-opener. I had no clue how huge it is. It's like, I've never seen anything like it. And other professional careers and things I've done at conferences, they were large by some extent, but this was epic. Unbelievable.
Definitely overwhelming is the word that I like to use. There's just so much to look at.
Yeah.
And, we went there with an intention. And I think that is like the main idea when people are trying to go to these things is like have an intention with what you're trying to do. If you're trying to network, you're going to network. If you're trying to look at guitars, look at guitars. If you're trying to look at drums, you look at drums. But try not to do everything because it's impossible. And then you just your brain just wants to explode a little bit because there's just too much to do, too much to see.
My head was on a swivel. I was just, there's so much to see, so much to do. And your advice, just stay focused. We were there specifically to conduct some interviews, to look at new product. As Vintage Guitar Legacies, we're obviously focused on vintage stringed instruments, mostly guitars. But I kept asking the question, what is the modernization of the guitar look like now? And other people have taken it to an entirely different level. I never knew, Alex, that there were so many guitar brands out there.
A perfect example of that was one of our first stops at NAMM, which was Boutique Guitar Showcase.
Yeah.
What an incredible experience. And I think that kind of captures the essence of what the evolution of the guitar is kind of going to, which... Yeah, no, incredible. And everything from Mayo Ness over there. Dingwall, they've been in the industry for a while, but then, you have stuff like Savage Guitars. What an incredible
OD
story.
Was another one.
OD, Dion Guitars.
Yeah.
We have a lot of interviews coming up with those guys. So it's going to be
we really do.
Very, very exciting to share kind of updates and backgrounds with those guys. And then also just getting to shake the hands of these creatives because, just as we are creators here in the digital space, these guys are creators in the guitar space. And I mean, it's that creativity that's taking the guitar to the next level. And wow, what some incredible guitars I put my hands on. So awesome.
One of the things that really struck me was the global presence. It was just a beautiful expression of humanity. The European makers have really taken it to an extreme. You think of some of the European car makers, they really specialize in really interesting designs, things you wouldn't even think of.
Yeah, no, I think
why that is.
Well, music in itself is so diverse, and I think it's what we call obviously the universal language. So that is very much reflected in the instrument making industry, which is awesome. And I mean, it's so great to see so many different cultures and so many different sides of the world in one area. And it does really speak volumes to what music is, and that's exciting. It's really exciting. And, hopefully music will continue to bring the world together like that in other ways. But
that was one of my takeaways is the ability, the influence of music to bring people together, a leveling of the field, so to speak. And I think NAMM does that. We're all kind of on the same page, if you will.
It's life-changing in a way with in your music level, into entrepreneurship level, into business level, and there's a lot of different things. So I wanted to actually ask you, what was your favorite moment? I mean, we got to talk to Chris Martin, we got to talk to John Sir.
The one person that really struck me was the Duke of pearl. What a character. So I see this gentleman with this white, shaggy, puffy beard and a shock of hairs, white hair sticking out of a top hat. And he's in tails, right? Black tails, got pearls all over him. And I thought, what a character.
I think a perfect example of you never know who you're going to actually run into.
That's true.
Like when you're walking around at NAMM. And that was really cool. Like just a very impromptu, like, hey, who are you? Oh, yeah. Like we've heard of you. That was really cool. So yeah.
And I think another really super moment for me was meeting Chris Martin from Martin Guitars. I don't know what his role is. He's the chair or chief. I think he's the chair of Martin Guitar Company. And it was another one of those moments where we stepped into the booth and, hey, we'd like to interview somebody. Is Chris here? I said, well, yeah, he's got 10 minutes. I thought, wow. And they let us behind the little gate there, and we spent time talking to Chris. I think he gave us about 15 minutes. The major connection for us, though, was the Musical Instrument Museum here in Phoenix, the NAMM. Chris has been involved with the NAMM and has done a few exhibits there, bringing their Martin guitars in. And when I mentioned the NAMM, his eyes just lit up, and we had this wonderful starting place of our conversation.
Yeah, there was a couple of different connections to the NAMM for sure that we talked about. Roberto Venn, right?
Yes,
yeah, they also had that connection as well. So yeah, it's really kind of cool. I mean, even with the immense amount of people that were at NAMM, how close that network actually is. And we're just excited to be, I'm excited to be a part of it. You know, it really, like, those stories and that connection and getting to talk to people, it really puts, like, not just, you know, the brand itself is really great, but when you like get to meet the people and shake the hands and talk to the individuals that are behind that, you know, it really kind of takes their brand and takes their story and takes the impact level to like a whole nother level.
It humanizes it.
Yeah. And then you just kind of want to, like, I just want to buy Sirs now.
You know what I mean?
There was a Sir right now that just came in today at Black Mountain Guitar, which is absolutely gorgeous.
How do we know this?
Because I was there taking photos this morning. And yeah, no, absolutely incredible.
One of the objectives of Vintage Guitar Legacies is to bring these stories to you. One of our goals of going to NAMM was to be able to interview people, look at the product, have that experience, and be able to bring it back to Vintage Guitar Legacies so you can actually be a part of it as well.
Yeah, super excited to start getting some of these interviews out, and hopefully over the next couple of weeks, we'll just keep on chiming them out on the YouTube channel and on Instagram. We'll have some short clips on there as well. But
check us out.
Yeah, be sure to tune in to all of that stuff.
All that good stuff. Yeah.
So.
See you later.